And I was like, well, okay, cool. And then I was like, shit, how do I now figure out if, Gosman's abstain vote actually had the impact? So
Exactly. There are two abstain votes in the list.
Really? Who that might be?
Let me see.
definitely Gosman is one of them, but the other one I wouldn't know. And someone voted
Mm,
against this, and I was like, why?
yeah, I don't
So
know, but
weird.
Like, why
you know,
can't he
it's
be like
like
a people's
zero.
person?
It's like zero. So
Yeah,
it's like
everyone,
anything, you know.
but
But
this is
look
important, right?
here.
Because everyone who votes for zero, look at how many people did actually vote, and they voted all with zero, which means they have not delegated their tokens,
Hmm. But
right?
look here, this one also as abstain, and then this one also as abstain. So there are three in total, four. Tricks also in abstain.
Oh, wait, but also Gosman's abstain has no, does it have no impact, or is the impact too small?
I
It's too
don't
small.
know.
I think it's too small.
Maybe it's small because look at Tricks. He's 200,000 and he's like 0.002.
Look
And
at
Gosman is
Pioneer
like
Pet just
2,000.
crashing the system with 6.23 million.
Yeah, maybe Tally doesn't have more more decimals.
Wow. What's Gosman typing? He's like, hi everyone. Like I felt useless. No, you're not. I'm so sorry. Literally, it has no impact. But it also has no impact because now the ratios are very crazy, right? We have 6.23 million on top. So automatically the ratio gets pushed. But I mean, to be fairly honest, right? Most of the up token is locked, and so without the up token getting unlocked this year, right? There will always be just a fraction of up tokens even on the open market, which is actually it makes the system less vulnerable. So even when we get it into our treasury, we may want to disperse with care, right? Because this is meant as, I mean, I don't know if I can, because we're live and it's a sissy session, but may I share a few thoughts on what's been happening on the wider crypto market? Would that be
Yeah,
okay?
please. Yes, yes, we need that. We need that because right now the market is on fear, but like 5 points of fear. So I'm buying.
Exactly. I
I'm
mean,
buying.
we're doing so much specifically in this little group, right? To
Mm.
really like make people aware of what these decentralized systems can offer them, and yet literally the whole force of centralized media and centralized politics is like all moving against us, right? And
Mm.
while we come with little sticks and stones to the war, right, they
Mm.
come with like heavy missiles and drones. This is how it feels to me, right? So
Yeah.
we're literally fighting, we're like Don Quixotes, right? We're fighting against windmills without even realizing what type of battle we got ourselves into. And I mean, Bitcoin is, I think, at 62K this morning, right? And I remember this, like, when ETFs first became a thing with BlackRock entering the market, I was like,
Mm.
I was still kind of like not super heavy on crypto Twitter, but I was like still there, which right now I'm basically not there anymore unless someone forces me. Like Anupa forces me sometimes to look at Twitter. This
Yeah,
is thank you.
Twitter, there is,
Um,
I mean, it's
yeah,
great, you know.
but the point is, right, that I said to many of my friends and many OGs at the time, I said, this is bad, guys. This is
Mm.
really, really bad
Mm.
because it means they have realized that what we're building is not being built in their favor. This is really bad. They're coming in, moving all of this money, extracting value. It's going to be bad for all of us. And so many people don't want to point fingers, but a lot of men were like, oh, it's actually really good for us. It's going to make crypto more mainstream, right? I was like, no, it's not going to make us more mainstream. It's just going to take away what the user actually needs to experience, e.g., the decentralized part of all of
Very
this. Right?
fractional now.
Because if you take an ETF fund, you're still very much in centralized finance. You haven't made any step forward, really, right? So zero learning curve for the user, right? At the same time, they're extracting heavy amounts of crypto, right? And the value that got attached on crypto over all of these years since crypto has been launched since Bitcoin has been launched in 2008, right? And it's not going to work in our favor. And now we're here and it's not working in our favor. And money that was used to back Bitcoin is being extracted. And a lot of people are heavily struggling right now socioeconomically, which means what are they selling first? The money that they can pay rent with or the cryptocurrencies they're holding in some wallets? Of course, they're selling the cryptocurrency, right? Which means not working in our favor, right? And so here we are supposed to fight against this with our smart marketing tools, right? When in fact, the system is being crippled from underneath. So I feel like it's good we have now a social media marketing sheet and shit like this, right? But we really need to figure out like, how can we be bolder, more audacious, right? And think in a more decentralizing way. Because in all honesty, the way algorithms are moving right now, no one sees us. No one. And I mean no one when I say no one. Because our news are not important to anyone. They're not distractingly entertaining, right? So like idiocracy style, people are just wanting to distract themselves from how the world is going down to shits, right? And neither are they, jumping up on any trending topic that is like, I don't know, all about how the
Taylor
first
Swift's opposite.
not right? So I'm wondering, like, what do we need to do to be seen, right? So for me, it's two answers. One is be extremely audacious and bold, but do it within a framework that will fight the algorithm or basically work in favor of it. That's one, right? That's the guerrilla marketing tactic, right? And the other one is really get more and more people in our direct network. So instead of them trying to find us on social media, yeah, fuck Discord, right? Discord is also going down to shits now. That's the next big thing. But like, let's actively invite people. Like, let's make this our one and only call to action. Come
Yeah, and I
subscribe
think
to our blog
the
and
support of the
come into
community.
our Telegram channel. That's it,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that also there is the assumption of thinking that these corporations were not supposedly to or were supposed to keep all their funds in crypto is like too innocent for a perspective. So right now we are seeing that. And obviously, because of the whole macroeconomic thing that is happening in the world, well, definitely it's something that we need to also address because we are seeing like very, very dangerous things happening in, like, for example, a few days ago in Mexico. What is happening there? And what's the relationship between USA, Mexico, Canada, and the rest of the world to this economic crisis? Because everybody is living crisis.
There's a
That's
lot
the
of
reality.
fear. That's the main issue. There's a lot of fear. And when fear is related to economics, the fear of being bold is, more prevalent than the boldness to courage. And I think that's where we come in, where we really need to build a strong community, support each other in what we do, make sure that that value runs across the community, and we stand for what we believe in, as you know what Unlock does as an institution, more
Mm,
and more. So, like, yeah, Stella, you're saying, I think it's just very exhausting to be a part of social networks where the relation or the transaction of whatever sort becomes one sided. So, like you're saying, Twitter's too much, Discord's coming down. So, yeah, get people to be, because they have that value, and all of this becomes an aid. Like, it shouldn't be that the centralized system of visibility or communication is higher than what the person has to offer, in what they're building and communicating. So, to jump to that, I don't have too much time. I'll just talk about what I've been telling CC now. I've started looking through, like, what is the deal? Do we share stuff when things are live? Because it's been a while since I've been on a call, given the time. Because
No, no.
names of people from Discord. So are we good, or should I just talk about that? So, Stella, I saw you had tagged me in looking at a few people's projects. So that's what I've been doing. I've made a list of who all I can approach. Guzman, just to fill you in, a few weeks ago, and I've been thinking about this for a while, is that how do we get the community to come together in a value that will make them feel more connected, and also we grow as a community. I wanted to do this builders program which encourages everyone across unlock and outside to build on unlock, but that I think needs to be on the second phase. The first phase would just be bringing unlock into more visibility. So one would be doing highlights and spotlights about people who are building within unlock, highlighting community members who are active. So this actually goes back to your point also, that how can we create that community camaraderie amongst people, showcasing like the stewards. That's one. The other thing is also the programs that unlocks doing, like Metopia. Then Stella and CC are also looking at incented as another program. So actually making people aware of what we're doing and how. So that would be a start. And yeah, so it would be like basically Wednesday nights, we'll call it Unlock Voices or something like that. And hopefully that would also trigger the whole proposal process of people applying, and also finding value, how they can use unlock, how to for even beginners. There's a lot of scope with subscriptions and membership. So even people who are not into, how do we onboard people who are at a basic level, because this is something that is across. I don't know if you guys saw, like, one of the projects I was telling CC's from OnlyFans, and they had also applied. So I don't know how we feel about that, as a, but later on, I mean, I think we have to kind of be aware of who's applying, what are the proposals and stuff like that that we highlight. So yeah, there will be a form that will be filled out, and depending on what is the, like, just like the sequence of promoting people, we can do that. Keep it simple, keep it basic. Yeah, that's why I reached out to you, Stella. If it's like, if the template is already there and we can just build on it, yeah, I'll go on, I'll create this. Did CC tell you about the script? So
What?
it was crazy today, right? I was thinking of texting CC saying, "Hey, is the call?" And right at that moment, she messaged saying, "Hey, do you want to meet? Because, like, are you joining the call?" And I was like, "Wow, look at telepathy." CC and I, we were speaking about. I was like, "Yeah, okay, we can do one still promo, and the other one can be like a video promo. Like, everybody can just join in, saying, hey, I'm like a steward, I'm a community member, whatever, just to show that we're starting this." And then you sent me the thing about, okay, if there is a script for a video, let me know. And I was just like, oh, like,
We
that's,
are aligned.
yeah, like, talk about being aligned. So yeah, that's where I stand. So yeah, and
Yeah.
also timelines, maybe 3 weeks from now, get like things going, scheduling who's going to be when. Yeah, that's where we are.
Yeah. So today we had the call with Nuba, and yeah, we coordinated basically what she said, and we would be starting on March 11th, right? And
11th or the
8th.
other one, yeah, maybe 11th.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So maybe we can post
Maybe
next
11th
week.
or 18th. I just have to see like some stuff. But yeah, but we need to get the promos out 2 weeks before. So I'll get that going this week. And yeah, and then we can like bounce.
Yeah, so we could start, like, for example, next week. I think on Wednesday would be a nice day to, like,
Yeah, yeah,
set the announcement.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And then the following week would be like, remember to set your reminder,
yeah,
and
yeah,
we are having this event.
yeah, yeah,
And again, post
yeah,
it there. And if it's on 11th, then on the 11th, we would have the show.
yeah, yeah.
Or if not, we would have the same thing, but on the week of the 18th, we should have like a pre-post that says, okay, please set your reminder. This is an event that is happening and all that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Also,
So,
CC, just to remind you, uh, in one of our DAO, I think the last DAO call, or maybe it was just with you, me, and Stella, we said that we would align the calendar also to this. So if you're speaking about something, whatever is happening that month, and if we can correlate it to this, then the momentum would be, much more higher. Like, let's say the week before, if you guys are doing Metopia, like, doing something about it, then the week before or the week after can be about like Metopia. So let's try and align on that as well.
mm, yeah, exactly. So, first of all, if we set already the date, like, okay, this is the date,
Yeah,
so then we can have like a really clear view of how things are going to move.
yeah.
So then, like, plan ahead. Okay, so for the next 3 weeks, we are
Okay,
going to
like
talk
that.
about
Okay, yeah,
this.
yeah.
So then on the week of the show, then okay, this week we are going to cover some kind of topics related to these issues, and then we can set up, like, maybe you have already a number of people that waiting for a date for them to
Do
be
you guys
scheduled.
have a set, or do you have an outline for a calendar? Stella, I think you made something, right? If I'm not mistaken. Or was it
You
just,
mean the Google Sheet?
yeah,
That
does it have dates there?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does have dates.
Okay, let me
Yes.
just look at it again. Then I can also structure this, because it by the time, I mean, it's also, let's say if we do like community highlights, like let's say two, then
Yes.
it's also reaching out to people who can be available to showcase their work. Yeah,
And so we have announcement posts as well, right? So we
yeah,
need to
yeah. I
factor
saw
that
that.
in.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
once you have set a date, ideally always like at least 2 weeks in the future, so we have enough time to promote,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Then you pop it in there with the right date. Maybe mark it in a specific color. I think live streams could have a specific color, so we
Mm.
are aware it's a live event. That
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't come optionally, like
Yeah,
with the time frame of a promotion. I think something like this would be good. And then, we can, I mean, as we're using the sheet, I'm very certain we will find 100 million ways on how to make it better,
yeah,
but we might as well just get started and then, optimize as we go.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, this
Mhm.
is good, like it's definitely good that, like people hopefully will be more inspired. And yeah, and another thing is also we can also gauge the kind of proposals that are coming up, um I mean, there has to be some benchmarking also, I
Yeah.
feel in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that's all from me.
Good.
Awesome. One thing that we may need are some graphic resources. Stella, could you help us with
I have
that?
some from the ambassador program, so I'm happy to just use those.
Okay.
Or
Mm,
or did you update, you know,
Which graphics, I guess.
the
Maybe
Figma ones?
just let
Remember
me
the ones
know.
that I was using to make the ambassador program?
Yeah, but they are not the templates for social media.
Okay. Yeah, if you could just share the social media templates, then yeah, because I've been thinking of, like, I have some idea about the text, keep it more catchy, less text, more visual, and yeah,
mm-hmm,
Okay.
mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna jump off and I'll see you guys soon.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
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 Thank you, Sanupa. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Awesome. So, okay, so then, just a quick, let's continue with the agenda. Well, today we had planned to talk about a little bit of Ram's update, the Rise Up Morning Show update. They have set, let me check back this. It was like 11 contracts, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 11 contracts for donations for their scholarship fund. And well, I have been checking those on base, and yeah, they have like 3 donors, I think, currently. So it's not much, but it's something. And yeah, so one thing would be, I think it would be nice to promote that scholarship fund from our side as part of the partnership that we already have with them. But because they didn't share the checkout URL, then I mean, we're not able. I just only have the contract hashes, so obviously that doesn't work. So I'm requesting them to send the checkout URL. Hopefully, if they send that today, then we could like insert it into the calendar and make posts about it in all of our socials. So we could talk about it. And yeah, that was one thing. So I was thinking also in that regard, because that could go as a written content on our socials, but thinking on TikTok and YouTube maybe, it would be nice to have some kind of invitation from them to participate. Like, yes, we are using Unlocked for our scholarship fund or something like that. But yeah, I wanted just to check if we would be like aligned to that, or we just post like regular text content and finish that out, and then we process the final payment that we have to them. So, what do you think?
Yeah.
It's a little bit nervous.
I don't know. I checked out the contracts, right? And the
Mm,
only deposit that I saw on there that was of a significant amount was something that Ed made himself. Yeah.
mm,
So is I don't know. I think like for me the impact that I was hoping this all would have is
mm,
not getting there
mm.
at all. Also,
Yeah.
I didn't see any videos that they directly tagged us in. I mean, we were 2 times on the show, so that was cool. We still have, I guess, one link to one of the recordings that we could use to clip it down to something. So that's probably something I should do. I'm sorry. Probably something I should do. But still feels too less. I don't know. I love the guys though, but that doesn't help.
Something like that, because, well, yeah, it's like very. When I was checking every contract, I saw just only two, in fact. Yeah, two donations, like, were like another wallet, and obviously the donation from Evan. So, if I remember correctly, the last day that we were on their show, it was there that he deposited for that scholarship, as like some kind of encouragement for people to do so. But yeah, I haven't seen anything else from their side, so it's kind of, I don't know, difficult to assess.
Yeah. It really is.
So, well, from the budget that we were supposedly to approve, we were thinking to continue to do some other influencer marketing campaign. But we would need to have another approach if we are going to do that. And also consider like these kind of results that we have recently reached. So that's
I
the thing.
still don't know if this is like, I mean, of course we can pour our last finances into that, right? Like that's a decision that DAO can make. But do we truly believe this will help grow the protocol, especially at this point in crypto history? Because I mean, let's face it, the tide was set against us once, Trump started pushing all of these meme coins, right? And corroding trust, essentially. So I think it probably would not have mattered whatever we would have done in the last 2 years, right? We will probably still be at this point, or actually worse. We could have been worse off, meaning have no finances at all anymore, be completely unoperational, right? At least right now, we're surviving, right? Like I imagine us a little bit on a Titanic, but we made it to the lifeboats, right? So we're still on lifeboat mode, which I think is more than a lot of other communities can claim. A lot of other communities don't have lifeboats anymore. And sorry, I'm being brutally honest here, the next 5 to 10 years will be like that, right? Because even if that bad administration and all of their shit goes away tomorrow, right? The truth is this has had a huge impact on the entire world and how people, think about trust and centralized versus decentralized systems. It has a huge impact, even though it's not floating like, like fat on the surface of water, but it still is there. And I think we need to think about a strategy, not just in marketing, but like as a community. How can we keep on surviving that period? How can we keep making people, like bring people onto Unlock Protocol, show them how to use it in their favor, build their own things off top of it, right? Without suddenly drowning in the meantime. And I'm not sure if, an Eric Pan or whatsoever can actually help us do that. right?
Exactly.
I think we have tried the marketing agency with full budget, right? Not working. We have tried the influencer strategy, not really working, right?
Mm,
Because even when I look at, the Google Analytics for Unlock Protocol,
mm,
most of our traffic still comes from our own sources. So, for example,
mm,
Paragraph, right? Or our social media. It doesn't come necessarily from external sources.
mm.
So, I don't know. I guess long blah blah short. I'm not sure if marketing is like paid marketing is something that could have rescued us 2 years ago or could do so now.
I mean, I think maybe paid marketing, but like we setting up like TikTok ads or Facebook ads or something like that from
Okay.
our site, that could work because that's directly from our channels
Yeah.
to broader audiences that are not following us, but is the platform that will send
Yeah.
our announcement, But on this other side of mm, influencers, like, yeah, it was good to have the shows, it was good to have that kind of conversations, but I don't see also like the real impact on the people if not only for this scholarship fund because that's something that they set up like really on the last month of the partnership, but like before, like how to use it or where they could start thinking about setting up memberships or using for event ticketing or something like that, we haven't seen it. So even though we talked about that like from the very beginning of the partnership, so it didn't translate into clear action. So that's something also that it's very difficult for um, what I'm seeing is it's very difficult for them as influencers to set up, yes, okay, so now subscribe to my da 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 da, because they are already promoting, yes, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my content, and nothing else. But they are relying strongly on these centralized web to social media channels. So it's kind of difficult still for using influencers that are not going to also like set up things for their own end on a Web3 on the Web3 rails. So
Yeah.
that's something that we need to consider. And now all the influencers are still working on Web2 social media. So which is kind of a give and take thing.
Yeah.
Mm. So I'd rather do that, like doing if we want to, like doing mm, TikTok ads, for example. That could be a thing.
Yeah. I think TikTok ads could be a good call. I think LinkedIn ads, they're heavily expensive and not
Yeah.
quite worth it, to be
Mm.
honest. Um,
Maybe X, but it's also expensive.
it's expensive, and honestly, since X consists of majorly bots,
Mm.
it's not really effective either.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think the best bet is TikTok, maybe YouTube.
Yeah, maybe YouTube. That would be Google Ads. Maybe that could help us on the engine on Google engine. Because
Yeah,
also what I have been trying is Okay, if you put unlock protocol, yes, we are on the top of the list. But if we just only put unlock, we don't appear not even in the third, fourth, fifth place. So we would need to make better that on our SEO. Guzman says Google Ads don't even give the best result. Yeah, I really don't know if Google Ads is really working. That's something. But obviously, it will be Google Ads because of YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Nah, you don't have to agree. I agree with you. They're very specific. You need to have very deep understanding on how Google Ads work to really set up a perfect ad. But I'm wondering if AI can help us figure that part out, you know? Like I've been doing wait, let me quickly share my screen. I'm doing some experimenting with Google Analytics because the pages that I've been launching, they obviously run GTEx. And so this is the setup we still have in place for the Unlock Protocol website, right? But then I made a few different ones for myself, right? So this one is for creatorpricing.com. And the way I figured out SEO positioning, which is basically like, for the fact that this is basically an unknown tool, right? It's actually performing extremely well, in my opinion. Like, obviously, I want to grow more. This is hopefully not just the beginning, not the end, right? But like, at least how it's spreading across the globe for basically unknown tooling website, this is pretty good. So if we maybe can use AI in a smart way to tell us on how to set up really good ads, maybe this is our workaround, is what I'm saying. Maybe if you guys want, I can give this a try. Like figuring out if there's a way to prompt AI to give us the perfect ad setup.
Yeah, but maybe the question would be, what would be our target for doing that? Would our would our target be to reach new markets, or maybe depend on the markets
I
that we
mean,
are already established? What are we seeking with those ads? That's what we need to think better.
if we're looking at this, right? I actually sent you a screenshot of this, Stacey, just when we started the meeting. But we have currently the most active users we have in the United States, followed by China, followed by Singapore. Then it trickles down into Germany, Canada, France, United Kingdom, right? And most of these people, they come from either state of unlock, changing night in Lagos City, so our latest paragraph release, right? Or they come from our guides, essentially. So I want to claim that a lot of it is organic search, which also the third pillar confirms, and the least is actually organic social.
Well, referral is like 50 people, so that's interesting also to understand.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, if we first start by optimizing our CEO positioning for the website, we have Blakehart create a pull request, implement that, right? And then based on the data we get from there, essentially feed that to AI and say, look, this is where we currently have a foot in the door. How can we expand on that? Right? I think I would tackle this in a very different way than how we would usually approach it, to be honest. I'm not sure if this is going to work either. It's just, loud thinking with you guys. Gosman, say something. When you're quiet, I'm always afraid you're hating on an idea. So to your friends about it. Tell us straight. What are your thoughts?
Guys, you're dreaming, tell us. Hmm.
Well, sorry,
Mm,
I'm in such a shitty mood. It's really not helping this meeting. I think I should just stay out of meetings today. I think that would probably be the healthiest thing to do. So sorry. Not helpful.
no, no worries, no worries. We
Goes
are
more.
in this together. Yes, exactly, Gosman, exactly. But you know what? What I have been like mm, seeing lately because of this analytics is that it's good that we are continuing to see growth or sustainable reach to the markets that we already were. So that's something good because we haven't like had a huge drop. That's something good. Also, something that interested me much is China. I mean, I only knew one guy from China that was like going to set up those memberships on China. So I'm not, I'm really trying to think that after that, other people just like started looking around because that it's the second one. So we are like entering on this market like a really good reach. So this would mean also that people are looking at us as a solution. So what maybe we could think of is to target, if we are going to do those kind of ads, is to target those kind of markets. Southeast Asia, I think, is a really good thing to go around. At
Yeah,
least over there, the mm, like people knowing about language English is not
yeah,
a barrier such huge as it's in Latam, for example.
yeah.
So that's the thing. So maybe that's how we could approach that.
Yes. I think
No.
you're right about this. I think the Chinese and general South Asia market has huge opportunities. I also see in all of the tools that I've been publishing for people to use for free, um, like a lot of people from India and Nigeria on my page. Even after I take out, you can take out the bots, right? In
Mm-hmm.
your overview, like even then, right? And I mean, part of it is probably because I have some people on the ground who are strong Alana advocates, so that helps for sure. But I also think it's because maybe people acknowledge these things more. I don't know, that something free can also be very good and high quality and really help solving your problems. Um, I do not know why, but I hope that's the case. So I think we should try and spread it there further because
Mm-hmm.
you know
Yes, and thanks for bringing that up because this guy that recently made the last article of the night in Lagos, he also reached out to me and said, "Hey, what do you think? I would like to start some kind of community events for Unlock here in Nigeria in Lagos." Um, which I find like good because more awareness, more people using it, more everything. But obviously, with that kind of initiatives, we need to be aware that there are needs that we will need to fulfill, like expenses that would need to be covered, and how much would we be like willing to give for this kind of meetups or events. Um, Either it's a small meetup, like, I don't know, 50, 100 people, or larger meetups for, I don't know, thousands. So, are we willing to do that? In my opinion, is a good thing, but we would need to like measure a little bit of how much of these kind of events, if we are doing it, and what would be the focus. In the case of this guy, mm, he first said, yeah, we could do like a first event, like an IRL event, and then follow up with online events to do some kind of workshops events, which I find it good because it continues the hype.
Mm.
Um, so in that regard, we would need to assess then, okay, if that's the case, then what would be the cost that we would cover, or maybe to encourage to use the platform to sell the tickets
Yeah.
with a price, cover the most of the costs with that price and the tickets, and from our side, yes, and it's depend on, I don't know, maybe meals, or I don't know, something. So that's something that I was like reflecting and thinking about
If this
this
if this
proposal.
would ever work out the way we imagined it, right? But it
Exactly.
never has. It never has. And what
Mm,
all of these events have in common is they need to have the money in advance, right?
mm,
To actually become an operational event.
mm,
But then it never turns out the way we wanted to. Often it's the lack of the people who are doing it and being able to teach about it, about Unlock, or it's because, it's no, Pizza DAO is great for events because it's literally the purpose is eating pizza and talking shit together, right? And then the rest is word of mouth. Um, but
but
you
that
know,
doesn't.
we're not like that. People who like are supposed to start using Unlock, there is still a learning curve in doing that. It's not as simple as just eating pizza and talking about crypto, right?
Okay.
And so it never works out that way. I love the idea. I wish we had more people doing this, right? But at the same time, I have disencouraged it over the last 2 years because whenever we gave the money, it never worked like impactfully in our favor. And so I'm
Mm.
questioning, why are we doing it? Right?
Yes, and but also my reflection was, have we set enough, like, I don't know if boundaries, but like expectations, like clear expectations from the event, so we could really mm, manage those. So
Yeah.
in that sense, for example, would be nice if we manage the event, and and we don't have to give to third parties, but obviously just collaborate with them on them bringing people, but we are managing the event. That would be like the ideal situation for that.
if you have a solid idea on how to do it, I'm not against trying this again, because I like the idea of community growing and bringing more attention to this, because I mean, look at us. There is no better way than community members teaching new community members how the shit works, right? So obviously there's reason in doing it. Just wondering, but again, I'm not a good ping pong partner today. I'm sorry. I'm way too negative. Like, I woke up this weekend, I was like, the world is going under. So maybe let's bench this, or maybe you bring it to the DAO call later and ask other guys' opinion, because I think I'm not a great, very responsive, high energy discussion partner.
Yeah, maybe more brains can think out loud and give potential solutions. But that's something that is happening also. So I'm still waiting on his response. Maybe he got discouraged. I hope not. But because I already shared with him our concerns, and obviously that we would need to have some kind of impact, a better impact measured for the DAO to say, yes, this is a good event.
Yeah.
This is a good example of an event, So okay. So continuing with our with our agenda, because we are off topic.
Well, I gotta jump now anyways. So I guess I see you later at the DAO call.
Okay.
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 Hold your head up high. I'm gonna cancel the live stream. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
Okay.
by the way, I reported the issue to